really do it was to go over the death box. Like, and I just didn't really question their framing. I was like, all right, whatever. I have to grind over the death box. But then like come the day and they're like, all right, Tony, let's see it. You know, he's like, I'm not doing that. Like, he's like, I don't care what he could do. Hello. What's up, everybody?
Yeah.
Good? We're in position?
We're here. Yeah, it's all on. Yep.
Camera.
I see
Speeding.
all of us. Yeah.
We're speeding.
Cool. We did it.
Speaking of cameras and speeding and filming, we have Chris Gregson here.
Yeah.
How's it going, guys? Stoked to be here.
Yeah. He's
Thanks for
slightly
joining
annoying
us.
to me.
Why?
Because
He's too good at everything.
Yeah. He doesn't look like
I knew
he
exactly
cares.
where that was going right when you said it.
Straight out the gate.
Kind of like casually shows up, like camera and no pads. It's like, let me just kickflip the gap. And I'm like, you can't just kickflip the gap and not, fuck you. But it's awesome. But I'm just saying, I do get triggers from you every now and then where like kickflip lip slide or something where it just looks like real easy. And I'm like, nah, man, stop doing that. Like at least like go, whoa, that was difficult.
Yeah, well, I feel the same way watching you guys fly. I can't. I'm not good at airs.
Have you tried that yet?
I don't know. I don't know. It doesn't work for me.
Yeah,
like,
he has the street pop on vert. I mean,
I feel like
land
you could
good.
learn it, though.
You land good.
Yeah. I definitely pop my airs. Like I don't have the good bonk, you know, like.
So you land low sometimes.
And I think that's why the kickflip stuff works good because I pop like almost in the middle of the transition. Like, because once you get to vert, it's like hard to hit your tail.
Yeah,
you know? So it's like, yeah.
I like how we're just straight into his frontside flips.
Sorry. They're
straight in.
so
It's
impressive.
They are.
Well, I appreciate it.
Yesterday,
I really
he did frontside flip, frontside tail slide.
It's like one of those things where you make it look so easy and I go, oh, that's how you would do it. And then I go to do that and I go, fuck.
It's funny. Sometimes I'll skate with Jimmy and like all that whole crew or whatever here. And it's like, it just turns into me like a frontside flip clinic, like just trying to teach them all like how to do it, you know?
Yeah, because if they had that to all the, like if Jimmy had.
For sure. If Jimmy could do like 8-foot frontside flips, I'd be like,
imagine if he did frontside flip disasters like he does.
He needs to do a kickflip back D. How he does the huge backside
like catch it face high.
Yeah, 8 foot. That would just smack down.
It's funny how you get used to things. Like Jimmy Wilkins, the first time I saw the backside disaster over someone's head, I was like, you can you can do that?
Who said you could do that?
Yeah, I didn't know that was in the laws of gravity and skateboarding.
Exactly, yeah.
It's true.
But if he did that, I'd be like, that's impossible. But
now we're like kickflip into it, dude.
Yeah, I think he could. I don't know. He can do anything.
All right, Jimmy, we're calling you out.
Let's see it.
He'll be our next guest. We'll just grill him.
If only we should do it on the ramp. Like he tries it, we interview him a bit more. Maybe try this, and he tries it. Like it's just a straight
comes in all sweaty. I don't know, you guys.
Can we do a podcast where we're just padded up and we do the podcast while skating? Okay,
padded up podcast.
Yeah, just riffing.
I want to wait a little.
Tony
bit.
Hawk's Padcast.
Yeah, padded cast.
Padcast is pretty sick.
The Padcast.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Right?
We're on the
side hustle.
Edit that out. Someone's going to take that. Yeah.
No, so Chris, Chris and I have a bit of history. When he was young, he was still good friends with Riley, but good friends with Riley and that crew. Who else? Figgy.
Yep. David Loy. Provost.
It was like the Castle Kids.
Yep. I think I met Riley. His first castle contest was in Northridge in LA. I think I was like 11, maybe. He was probably 9.
9, yeah.
Yeah. And then, then I got my first camera when I was 13. And then, like, since we all skated the contest together, we all just like filmed with each other and stuff. And he would come and drop Riley off at my mom's house and we would just skate for the weekends or go to David's dad would drive us around.
Yeah, that was the crew.
You know, it was cool. It was
what did you think you were going to excel in more, the camera or the skateboarding when you got your camera and you were skating?
I think I just always, luckily, like growing up, I was always around like Lincoln and like these people that kind of like helped teach me how to skate vert because I grew up in Orange County, so I would skate the Vans block.
Right.
So there was like a lot of pros and people there that kind of just steered me in the right direction, and a lot of them had told me like skating won't last forever. So I was always I enjoyed filming and it was always something I was like, damn, this would be cool if when skating stops working out, I could just film and still travel and skate. And
Right.
I feel really lucky that I figured out a niche that I actually get to be on my board and film.
Yeah.
Like that wasn't anything I thought of as a kid, you know? So I'm grateful.
And it's allowed you to go to crazy places.
Yep. Insane places. We've gone to some insane places together.
we have together, but I just mean like in general. I mean, you told me you're flying to Sweden with Lizzie to shoot one trick.
Yep.
Like that's
What?
pretty amazing.
One trick.
One trick in mind. I mean, you go there with you. There's a bunch of other stuff,
Yeah.
but like
There's a main directive.
yeah,
A particular
an idea.
park. As
Yeah,
well?
yeah. Just because there's, I mean, nowadays with the bowls and stuff being all so crazy, like there's just one obstacle there that they didn't really have anywhere else. We tried brainstorming other parks that were maybe similar, but there just wasn't anything else like this. So we went out there to, skate that park
I just
and a
mean
bunch of
that
other
shows,
stuff.
like, because the path you chose, and that's the other thing is that you're like this unicorn of being one of the best skaters too. So walking that line must get tricky sometimes, but I feel like being the filmer has gotten you in the door to
For sure,
way more
100%. Yeah, it's insane. And I was always like, not scared, but like, all right, like once I become the filmer guy, like I got to put the skateboard aside, and it's honestly done the opposite. Now I skate more than ever.
I
and-
was going to say, has it ever happened where you go there to film somebody do a thing and then you end up doing something there that's bigger than that?
I mean, I don't know about gnarlier, but like, I mean, I definitely like another.
or come away with a clip. Maybe
Yeah,
they
I try
didn't.
to get a clip,
Yeah.
like if it's like depending on if I'm hyped on the park or wherever we're at, it's like,
Alright.
and always the people that I film and skate with, like, are always super supportive if I want to get a trick, you
Alright.
know? So, I mean, we've been filming this part with Lizzie for the last year for Vans, and that one's been cool because TJ Gaskell, the Vans filmer, has been with us the whole time. So I've actually had I've been able to get a good amount of footage
Okay.
myself on these trips because I wasn't the only filmer there,
That works out.
Yeah.
I was gonna. I mean, when you watch Chris, especially when he follows through treacherous terrain, you know what I mean, like crazy flow parks and jumps and stuff, and
Yeah.
when you watch, especially as a non-skater, you see something coming, you're like, oh, that the filmer's gonna have to stop there,
All right.
right? And then he just keeps it going.
All right.
And it's wild. But I said that we need to have a video that is a video of Chris filming.
Yeah.
What did you had a name for it and everything?
Yeah, I can't
Inception
remember
or
what
something.
it was. What's that?
Inception.
Oh
or
yeah,
something.
Inception. That's it. Yeah.
That's
right.
actually funny because that's kind of like, I mean, back to how me and Tony knew each other because of Riley and growing up or whatever. And then eventually I started doing the follow line stuff and I started skating here with Riley. We had this little thing called Vert Mondays we'd do and just
Heard about it.
skate the ramp and stuff. And it got me re-stoked on skating vert because I skated vert when I was a kid, but didn't for a while. And then
Did you wear pads when you were younger?
I won Tampa Am vert
Oh, shit.
when I was 14
Excuse
or
me.
something, I think, in 04, I think.
Okay.
But then I kind of just, all the contests stopped and
Yeah.
I just kind of was like, whatever, just started skating more. I grew up skating Vans, so I'd skate the bowls, combi and all that. And
Yeah.
that just kind of switched over to that. But then, we were skating here and I was like, dang, I think it'd be cool to ollie over the channel, filming someone here or whatever.
Yep.
And then came and I was just like, damn, it would be sick to do it with Tony since it's his ramp, But
Yeah.
I'd never, we'd been friends kind of through Riley, but I'd never actually filmed him before. So I was like, Riley, you think we could help line this up to where film your dad go over the channel, And then Riley came and filmed a second angle. And
Yeah.
was that scary filming with me for the first time? Because I mean, it's that was one of the scarier things I've ever filmed, and that was the first time we'd ever actually skated.
Because I had already seen all your stuff,
For
so
sure.
I knew that you knew. It was more like you could anticipate which direction someone's going to go and stay out of the way, even if it means losing the shot. And that's what's
totally.
important.
Yeah.
You think you're going to always be getting the shot, you're going to put someone in danger.
Yeah, because I
Um,
remember it was weird too. Because you originally were going to do heel flip frontside air, and then it was
Oh.
I couldn't since I was behind you, I couldn't see the heel flip.
Yeah. And
So you're like, well, I could alley oop India, but I'm not as consistent at it. I was like, well, I'm not bailing. So
yeah.
I'll just go around you if I need to or like whatever. But it was
How do
definitely
you
crazy.
take off and not make the camera move when you launch into your trick? Is it?
I think it's just more like when you're comfortable enough on like, you know, I'd been skating the ramp so much and alling the channel. Like I knew I wasn't going to slam doing it. And if it did, it wouldn't be bad. Like, so I was
Are you
able, I'm
focused
able
on the
to,
filming, or are you focused on the
or just
ollie?
more that the camera's like pointed in the right direction. I'm not looking into the viewfinder or
Okay.
anything, but it's like, you know, making sure I'm not like,
Right.
like just making an earthquake or whatever.
Yeah.
So I think the day before I filmed it with you, I was here with Sam Beckett, and I did one with him where he ollied the channel just to make sure it didn't look
Yeah.
super crazy.
One time.
Yeah. And then the day you did it, I probably ollied it like 15 times. Didn't remember
Yeah,
some
it took
guy
a while
like
to get.
didn't
I ate
someone
shit too.
what was that dude on Instagram that
Oh,
made
Bob
that-
Menery.
yeah, made like the sickest
Dude,
thing.
Bob Menery. I think he's a sportscaster, but he does stuff where he'll just take a sports clip
Yeah.
and do sportscasting, but just completely destroying
Hilarious.
it, talking shit about it.
Okay.
And he got quite a following doing that. I think he's actually like he's got a podcast, and I've done other stuff with him. But he's like, "Hey man, send me a video of you, and I'll do a narration of it." So we
Yeah.
sent him that.
Because there's the one you slammed on
the one I
end.
slammed on, yeah. Because I got to the end. I got to the last trick, and then slam coming across the flat.
Yeah.
And
So it was a line.
Like where
Yeah.
I ollied the channel with
okay.
him.
Yeah, the last trick was a backside nose grind over the bridge,
Okay.
and I didn't have enough speed, but I was just forcing it past because
Yeah.
I was like finally got to the end, and then next thing I know, I'm just on the flat bottom, sprawled out.
And he talked shit on that video?
Yeah, we'll show it.
Okay.
Well, we did see a couple gray hairs popping up on his head lately. He's getting old, right, folks? I don't think so. Look at Tony Hawk as he skates the shit out of this half pipe. My goodness. I feel like I'm playing that freaking video game, whatever it is, for God's sake. I think it was called Tony Hawk. Anyways, he is destroying this half pipe, but oh my goodness! Down goes Hawk. Maybe the critics were right as he smacks his head on the half pipe, but a pretty good run.
It's good.
It's funny.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
And
that was the first time we worked together,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
to speak. And then poor Chris got labeled as Tony Hawk's personal filmer after that.
Which I'm not bummed on.
It's not that
you
bad,
know?
I know.
No. We've got to do some
It's
cool
like we
stuff.
shot a
you
couple
know?
things together. He's
Yeah.
just always on call. I just hit him up and
It's sick though. Like even when we do the like whatever like production stuff, like the Geico thing or the
Oh, yeah.
like even masterclass, it's like like we're skating together. You know, like
Yeah,
even though
yeah.
it's like the masterclass thing was funny because I was just
well, you
stand
said
in.
the G word, but
Yeah,
I didn't.
I didn't know if that was
I
we could
whatever.
go into
It's
it
been
or
a while,
not.
but
yeah.
it didn't air. I can't talk about it. It sucks. But It
Yeah.
didn't air. But there was a moment in time, right around that time, actually, where you were getting hired to film stuff because we had a couple big productions.
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
And then he would do a stand-in thing for the other cameras because he's goofy-footed
And the
he's
same
tall.
height, kind of. So
Oh, wow.
So like they would
So
frame
then-
everything on me, and I would
Yeah.
do like 30 front Ds or Smith grinds,
Yeah.
and then Tony would get to go in and do like 2. You know,
Nice.
you know how it is.
I get paid big bucks.
Got it.
The one was
Yeah.
funny though when we were like in that pool for the other one that didn't come out. Like they're like, "Can you like they like?" Because I went the day before or
Oh,
whatever, and there was like
dude.
it was like brick coping in this pool.
Tough act
so
to follow here.
There was like they just were like, "Yeah, we need him to grind this part of the coping," but the only way to really do it was to go over the death box. Like, and I just didn't really question their framing. I was like, "All right, whatever. I have to grind over the death box." But then like come the day, and they're like, "All right, Tony, let's see it." You know, he's like, "I'm not doing that." Like, he's like,
You didn't
I
do
don't care what he could do. So I
No,
got-
I'm not doing that.
Mr. Frontside flip and everything? No, I'm not doing that.
Yeah. That's
So then-
kind of fair.
kind of backfired on him a little bit.
But then they're through that. I can't remember where I want to say it was 9 Club or something where they're like, oh, Chris is Tony's stunt double.
Oh.
That became the thing. So if it's a commercial with me, all the skating is probably him.
Yeah,
and I was
yeah.
like, okay, I'm going to dispel this rumor right now.
Yeah.
Chris he sets up the shots.
Yeah.
He does the stand and stuff.
Yeah.
And sometimes I can't do what he did, but you're always going to see me skate.
Yeah,
Yeah. I feel like you'd catch it. I
I
know
have
you're
a-
tall
For
and
sure.
skinny, but nah.
Yeah, no.
I have a sick photo of you from that shoot doing a lean air.
In the
I think.
pool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it was funny too. Cameron.
This bowl was so hard to skate.
I think it was the
He
first pool.
snaps into ollie lean air. on the face
Frontside.
wall.
That was the first pool frontside air. Tony Alva, right?
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah.
Oh, something like that.
One
yeah.
of those. Yeah. One of the
we'd have
early
to-
It's a backyard
photos.
pool,
Yeah, and they got the
Ozzy found
permission.
and it still exists. Like,
It was filled with water, and they like drained it just for this shoot. But Ozzy had been keeping eyes on it forever and knew where it was in case like some random opportunity popped up.
Yeah.
And he's like, I got this one, and the lady was down, and so. But I was like, I want to get a real trick in the pool. So like when everyone
that's it.
went to lunch, like they had me skating in
You have-
full pads.
You have footage just
yeah, it hasn't came out yet either, really, because
We should
Cameron
just we'll put that on here
Yeah.
because I've never talked about that
for
that
sure.
commercial
Yeah,
because with good reason. But basically, I did a Geico commercial. It never aired for a bunch of different reasons,
yeah,
which was a total bummer. It was like the best thing that never happened,
it
Yeah.
was awesome.
and it's super funny. But we have really good footage from that pool, so
no one's ever seen it.
no one's
No.
ever seen it. No,
It's just all that work, and it's nah.
yeah,
Yeah.
the
nothing.
full. It's funny too. Like it's so frustrating.
Yeah, it was
Someone
really
just
good.
want to leak it out.
I mean, all those Geico commercials have like a good storyline, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
so this one was
so
pretty
you,
funny.
You can't play the whole thing, right?
I don't think so, but we can play his behind the scenes footage for sure.
Because I was able to like when everyone went to lunch, the directors had me anytime they were around, I had to wear full pads because it was like even though it was a real pool, like for me it just like felt crazy, you know.
Represent.
Safety first, kids.
Oh, mate, new sponsor alert. Support for today's episode comes from True Classic. The brand new sponsor has the absolute best fitting t-shirts a man can buy. Finding the right t-shirt with a big old guns or a little bit of a dad bod is incredibly frustrating. Most shirts are way too tight in the wrong place or look way too big and boxy. If you're spending countless hours at the gym trying to look good, why not spend 5 minutes and finally get a t-shirt that fits? True Classic has already helped over 2 million men finally get a better fit at an affordable price. Our listeners access to the absolute best deal they offer. For a limited time, get 25% off with the code WOLF at trueclassic.com. These guys have sent me t-shirts. I don't really have a dad bod, but it's there a little bit, and they're really nice t-shirts. And the test to me is you wash it and put it back on, is it still the same t-shirt? And it is. So I'm here to tell you so. It's about time you learn how to dress yourself properly, upgrade your wardrobe with True Classic. Get 25% off at trueclassic.com with the code WOLF. Free shipping included on purchase over $100. That's 25% off, everybody, at trueclassic.com with the code WOLF. Strengthen your core wardrobe with True Classic today.
I'm all down for pads, you know, but in a backyard pool, it's like so steep. It's like it doesn't really work. The pads
you
don't
just
work
fall
the
to the
same,
flat.
you know. Like,
Yeah.
but then like everyone went to lunch, and Cameron, who works for 900 Films, I was like, hey, let's like stay back while all of them leave, and like I was able to like I did like a nose grind sailfish in it, I think, like, and actually filmed a trick in it, but just because I knew the thing wasn't. We had this one day, like I wanted to get something I was hyped on in it, you know. So it, like just stuff like that. Back to like skating more and the filming things. It's like, you know, who would have thought? Never would have, you know, got the opportunity to skate the pool like that.
The Activision commercial
That was an insane day. God.
for the commercial for the re-release.
Yeah.
Pro Skater 1 and 2.
Yeah,
They built a warehouse that looked very much like the warehouse level of the game.
yeah.
Some of it was skatable, some of it was just designed so it looked like it. You couldn't really skate it, but it was during COVID, and he was supposed to be they call it second unit, but 2nd
Mhm.
camera. And you tell the story.
Yeah. So like, I mean, they wanted originally because the perspective of the game is like a camera following the skater.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know? So
yeah.
they were like, we want to like emulate that look.
Okay.
And then there's the car, and they wanted me to ollie over this car with Tony, like the taxi that they had set up or whatever, because that's just like how the camera in the game would go, you know? And
Yeah.
then So I like went 3 days like in a row. The first day we went to this place where they were building all the ramps, and I just like saw everything. It was like kind of like, okay, like yeah, the quarter pipes look good. Like the gap's doable, you know, for both of us. And then the next day we went into the like set or the building where they were building the set, you know, and I like tested it, jumped it with the camera, did all the test work. And then the day of, it was because it was during COVID, all the like COVID tests, they had to do COVID tests and stuff that morning. And somehow my test came back inclusive or something like that.
Yeah.
So I sat outside from like 6 a.m. till 5:30. The shoot ended at 6 o'clock, and it was like they never got my results back until 5:30. And
I don't think they actually got them back.
I don't think so either.
I
There's
think
no
that
way
they were
it
so
happened.
desperate to get your shots. Someone was just like, just tell them it's negative.
Yeah. Just go, because it was like a movie. Like they're like, get in here, and it was like a line of people. It was like one person had like a paper to sign, the next one had like my camera, the next one had like this. You know, I was just
And
like,
I'm
boom,
standing
boom,
on top
boom.
of the rolling.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
And then it was just
I'm
like
ready.
ran in there. I think did it second try, and then just that was it. But it was like so. It was just an insane scenario because I was in this building the day before all day, like fine. If I had COVID, it's in there, you know.
Yeah.
But it was just.
But it's kind of
crazy.
beat up, and there are these windows. And he was sitting in one of the window panes
I've-
outside the window.
Watching because
The whole
I've
shoot.
climbed
Like
up.
we're just knocking on the window, like, hi Chris.
You can't go in.
Can't
No.
go in. Yeah, it was.
But like they just
Crazy
kept
days.
doing like everything until they need like in pushing by the car ollie like till the end, you know. And
Yeah.
but yeah, like he said, I don't think they got my results. I think they're just like fucking going.
Did you
there and do
test
it.
after the fact?
He tested 2 or 3 times that
times.
day.
I had
3
this-
times that day.
And they
Negative.
just kept.
No, it was
Inconclusive.
inconclusive.
Every time.
Yeah, I don't even know.
Yeah, that's weird.
I'm a robot.
Maybe. That would actually add up a little bit.
That, I was gonna say that explains a lot.
No, but yeah, that was insane. What's some other crazy filming trips we went on? Mexico was pretty insane.
Yeah, that was supposed to be a vacation.
That was, yeah. But the dirt road scenario,
Oh yeah.
we like someone hit DM Tony to go to this crazy DIY. Where was Pescadero? That was the
Oh, the Pescadero Bowl.
yeah.
Yeah.
We got we got there and it was like this crazy bowl, but like straight just dirt roads only. Like I'm following Tony, who I don't know if you've ever followed him in a car before, but he's definitely not the easiest one to follow. Like, boy, let's on these dirt roads and he's just speed racer fucking flying through this shit. Like,
That's awesome.
but and
I'd
then
be
like
so pumped. I'd be right behind you.
yeah, I know.
it was
I
it was-
forget.
It was sick. But then we show up to this bowl and there's just like it's all gated and there wasn't any way in and there's dogs everywhere.
Is
and
it a good
just, like,
bowl?
yeah, it was crazy
It was-
looking.
It was big.
There was like a
real big.
17
Like,
It was
foot,
a 70-foot wall.
Shit.
like
Yeah.
huge bird
In
extension.
the middle of nowhere.
In the middle of dirt road, Pescadero.
It's about an hour and a half north of Cabo.
Who's riding it? Like who
Someone
did
just sent him a message and a photo with this thing. And what did they say?
Yeah, it's treacherous. Like, you got to go there. I'm like, okay, that's usually not the
Yeah, I don't know
best.
how that was a sell to you. Treacherous. I'm on my way. Let me drive windy roads really fast.
I think
on the way
it's
there.
because I saw. You
What
know
is
what it was?
that?
I saw the vert wall.
Yeah.
I saw
We're
the
like,
vert
all
wall, and
right.
I was like, well, that's something.
Yeah.
We could figure that out.
Yeah, it's
for
big.
sure.
maniac.
Not very often.
But it
used
was
in
such a mission
Mexico.
because we were all staying in this one sort of hotel thing. Our families, some friends, extended friends and family. Chris came with his now wife, and we broke out on a mission. Like, let's go that bowl. It was maybe hour and a half, 2 hours away. Yeah. and so a very hardcore select few came with us, including Vincent
Yep.
Matherton.
Yeah.
And then we just broke out and we're like, we're on a mission. We're going to this bowl.
Yeah.
We
And,
get there and then it's all gated up and we can't get in it. And then like we were like going into hotels, gas stations.
Yeah, there was a gas
like-
station and there were some locals that recognized me. They're like, can we get a photo? And I go, yeah. I go, do you know this bowl? And he goes, oh yeah, I think so. Like, I think the guy maybe has a surf shop. I don't know. Like, some connection was made. And then we went there and like a half hour later, dude shows up, unlocks it.
Yeah.
Like, welcome.
And then then remember that storm too after we were driving? It was like
Yeah,
the
we were gonna- we-
gnarliest
we-
storm.
We skated as much as we could. It was super hot and treacherous. I
Yeah.
agree with that, dude. It was treacherous. Like, I had, you know, when you have to duct tape your knee pads?
Yeah. Oh, so it was super rough.
Yeah, super rough.
Yeah.
So duct tape my knee pads. Then we decided we're gonna go surfing because we're finally near a surf beach. We weren't staying near a surf beach, and so we're like, this is our chance to go surfing. We pull up to the beach, go to check the surf, and immediately downpour. Torrential rain. Yeah,
pouring
I guess
rain.
we're not surfing.
Yeah.
No, but then we did swim with whale sharks.
What?
It's true.
That was pretty
You
insane.
did?
Yeah.
It was
Man, that is all like.
it was
you know that-
gnarly.
Do you know that? So Kevin Staub was there. He told me that was the most frightened he's ever been in his life.
Are you serious?
I didn't even know that. I didn't know he was having
Like that
such issue
gnarly.
about it. Yeah,
Yeah, he played it off super cool.
yeah. He was having a full panic attack.
They touch you?
It was, dude. It
They-
was
Or did you
so
touch
gnarly.
them?
'Cause
How
yeah,
close?
you can.
So you're real close.
no, you're
You're swimming with it.
it was
like you got to try to
real.
keep up with it.
like they were fucking. Well, we went and swam with the manatees in Hawaii, and that was so, or the manta rays, and that one was
Manta
so
rays, yeah.
like, okay, like you know, you got your life vest, you got like this. It's all like gonna be like this. There's someone out in the water in case shit happens, like super dialed, you know. And then we go to this place in Mexico, and they're like, all right, we're gonna get on this little boat. When you see a fin, just jump in the water.
Yeah,
Yeah,
swim
right.
as fast as you can after it. And we're
That
just
was
like,
it. That was the
wait,
instructions.
what?
Yeah, I
Like-
don't blame Kevin. That's bullshit. I don't
and
want
then
to do
sure
that.
enough, next thing you know, this fin is like this big out of the water.
Yeah.
Like, jump in, go, go, go. And we're just like, fuck, all right, fuck. And like just jump in and then just swimming after this thing you get underwater. It's like 20-something
Yeah.
feet big.
Massive.
Like
Yeah.
it was gnarly.
Kathy, my wife was right up by the mouth.
Yeah, Kathy was right
She
in
was
there.
swimming in front of it.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
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 It was
the
gnarly. No fin. Like all we had is fins and
Yeah, it's
goggles.
so-
That's
it's
it.
so renegade.
Nothing else. And they're just
So
like, and then
ghetto.
they're like, get in the boat.
Like the only procedure was that you have to get in a small boat because you can't take a big boat in that area
because it scares
That's
the
the only
whale
rule.
sharks.
for the whole trip. And then you get like, go.
Yeah.
Yeah, go.
It's
Go catch 'em.
gnarly. I'm not like a surfer or anything, so I was just like, I mean, I'm not gonna say no to this, but it was definitely hectic. Like just like the looseness of it too was like insane.
Did they
but
come towards you ever, or was it just they try to swim away?
They kind of chill. They would chill for like 30 seconds and then kind of like get weirded out and go off, you know. And then like
Okay.
you'd get back on the boat and then you'd try to follow
We had
it.
two
and, like,
groups because they
yeah.
didn't want 20 of us all at once. so-
Harassing one whale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody jump in, harass the whale.
It was insane though. But that was like, yeah, crazy like DIY in the middle of the dirt roads to like swimming with whale sharks. Like,
I did a
Doesn't get much
story
better.
on my show recently where a guy got eaten by one and it spat him out. But at one point he was like foraging around in the bottom and it got him, like hit him, and he was in the dark, in it,
in the dark,
in its
inside it.
mouth, and then it like spat him out. And he's like,
Are you sure he wasn't reading a Bible story or something?
That is so. I
He
mean,
confused it for reality.
I just kept asking, how did he get out? Like, what do you mean? And like, he didn't know what was up or down because it was just in the dark.
black.
And he was like, I'm pretty sure I've been eaten by, because he knew about the whales and was like,
Like, you
if
didn't
I had
see
to
it
guess,
coming?
I think I'm in a fucking whale's mouth.
Oh my God.
So I'll try to get out. And then he got out. But
Holy
I'm like,
shit.
imagine traveling and knowing you're traveling
Where
in a beast. You know,
Inside the
like, okay, I'm
beast.
pretty sure this is not the ocean anymore. Are we moving? Yep, we're moving. Like,
It's all dry.
I'm in a fucking animal. I'm in it. Like that would, yeah,
Yeah, that was
Are
insane.
you going the hard way out? Or are you going the floor?
the hard way.
The
That
Ace
is a
Ventura
hard
way.
Just start heading the other way. I'll get out of here sooner or later.
It's got to be here somewhere.
Where's the asshole?
That's Ace Ventura, right?
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
Get another
I don't think it
rhino.
would work for your average bear, though. I don't know about that
Oh my
tank helping you
God.
get out either. I feel like you get stuck.
Yeah, fuck.
Yeah,
that's
but somehow it spat him
insane.
out. I don't know. He lived to tell the story.
So, how did you, among all this other stuff, being a Renaissance man, manage to run a skate company?
I mean, Blood Wizard kind of just came about naturally. Like, there's this guy Toad and Justin who they kind of ran Adrenaline skateboards in the 90s, and then that died out, and then Chris Sen he was on Adrenaline and then went and rode for Element, and the Element thing died out, so they revamped Adrenaline but called it Blood Wizard. And Mike Manzuri, I was filming for America at the time, and he was a part of Adrenaline and Blood Wizard, so he was just like, this fits you, you know, like it's all about heavy metal and wizards and castles. And I was like, yep, sign me
Fuck
up,
yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
And so we just started writing for him. And then one thing just led to another. And now I'm a part owner, and, you know, it's cool to be able to, I mean, we're not the biggest brand, but it's cool to have creative control, to have
Yeah.
a company of like
Fuck yeah.
what the shit we're into. And
You're into wizards?
oh yeah. I
But
mean,
not Gandalf, right? Like you're talking about.
Gandalf's a good guy.
You like it? Okay.
Of course.
What about evil wizards?
Yeah.
'Cause you're into metal.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to figure out what kind of
Saruman.
wizards we're talking about.
Do we have to clarify?
All kinds
I
of
know
wizards.
it's mainly your interview, but that's what I want to know about him.
Yeah, it's cool.
What kind of
What
wizards?
other wizards are there?
I don't know. I'm not into wizards. You are.
Blood wizards.
What's a blood wizard?
Me.
Cool. I want to be a blood wizard. How do you do that? Don't tell me
Fucking-
kickflip over the gap. It's
You
not
got to
gonna happen.
kickflip. Yeah.
Oh,
that
jeez.
mandatory.
Yeah, there's only one. There could be only one.
Blood wizard is a sick ass name, though. I respect
No, yeah.
that.
They got the name because they just would call homeless people in SF wizards, and one day saw one that got beat up or something, and they're like, fuck, it's a blood wizard.
It
and they're like,
is.
that is a good name. Let's do it.
Wow. You know,
I don't know if we
simple.
need to keep that backstory going.
Yeah, maybe not.
Yeah,
Hey,
but
just calling yourself as a blood wizard was way cooler than that.
yeah.
You know, Poopies did stand up with me last night and showed up with like 10 seconds before he had to go up there and with a dog. And I was like, I'll hold your dog. And then he is like, I've got a story I'll tell. And he went too long. So I had to get him off the stage because we had a time limit.
You're like, bail.
But he told my wife the story to completion before he went up, and then my wife told me the story, and I guess a homeless man was in the middle of the road, and he asked trying to sleep, and he asked the homeless man if he wanted to crash in the back of his truck, and it was real hot, so he put him in a surfboard bag and zipped it up, and then a girl hit him up and wanted to hook up, and it was like an hour away, so he got tie downs and tied down the surf bag with the homeless man in the bag and drove an hour. Then he stayed the night. And when he woke up in the morning, he says, real hot. And the homeless man was still in the surf bag. So he threw down some muffins off the balcony into the back of his truck to feed the homeless man who was zipped up in a surfboard bag. And then he unzipped it, and the guy's still in there, and he's like, "Hey man, like, because the reason I booked him is because I went on his podcast, and he told me a story about doing stand up with Steve-O, and I was like, wow, you might be the worst comedian to ever grace the stage. I got to get you. You know, what I mean? I just felt like it would suit our humor.
I like how he comes in and it's like, what do I got? Oh, I got, that thing happened. All right. I got
Yeah,
this.
that's a crazy
what
story.
that's what happened.
That's kind of punk.
Except for the fact that he like sat down on a stool and like really dragged it out. And I was like, you have 4 minutes. And he was like, good, got it. Yeah, homeless guy. See this homeless guy. Yeah, homeless. I'm like, dude, it's not your special. It's mine.
That's
Stop.
insane.
He's the best.
I'm doing his podcast.
I got this
in a couple
dog,
weeks.
dude. I got this dog. Somebody just gave me this dog, so it's my dog. And I'm like,
Poopies.
he just found the dog and now it's his dog. I'm like, cool, Poopies. Like,
That's insane.
it saved my life. I'm like, did it?
That is insane.
Dude.
It's so free. Like when you look at him in the eyes, he's like,
Yeah, it's all there. It's all on the surface.
maybe it is, maybe it isn't.
Yeah.
What is it? I don't know. But it's cool to be here. Like
Yeah.
it's just always upbeat and just fun to be in the room with him. He's just
Yeah.
you look at him, you're like,
That
man,
new
there's no
Jackass
scars.
is insane.
Not one. You know, just, hey, man, cool. Oh, bummer. What? It doesn't matter what it is. It's just, it doesn't matter. Are you doing
Is
his
this
show?
handwork now?
Yeah. It looked like it was.
Really?
Yeah. I don't think I asked him about it because I think I did that almost every time I've seen him. I'm like,
Yeah.
how's your hand, shark attack guy?
Shark attack.
I try to explain to people, they're like,
Yeah.
Poopies, who is Poopies? To the real comedians in the room. And I'm like, you ever see Jackass? They're like, yeah. And I'm like, guy, snake bit him. They're like, no, I don't remember that. And I'm like, remember the guy on Shark Week that got attacked by a shark? And he's like, yeah, I remember that. I'm
Yeah,
like,
that guy.
That guy. And they're like, whoa. And I'm like, yes, whoa indeed. Prepare yourselves. This man had a fucking
He
shark
came
fight.
here and told the whole story.
That's insane. He's gnarly.
He really is so hard, but doesn't know it. You know, like
I
he's
think-
so tough, But
I feel
he
like that's
doesn't.
like some of the best skaters are like that too. It's like the ones that just don't think, you know? It's
Yeah.
like they don't think about like the bad things that could happen. They
Yeah.
just don't think about anything at all, you know?
Yeah.
Like, and I feel like it works in their advantage,
Are you
you
speaking
know?
of someone in specific?
Maybe Kowalski a little, but
Right.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Grayson.
Grayson, you know, there's a bunch out there that are just like, it's like they just go forward, you know? It's like,
Yeah.
that's,
I feel
they
like
don't
I
think
had
anything
that.
else.
I think I was
Savant.
older.
Yep.
When you get older, there's like consequences start like popping into your head. It's like, hey man, if you do this wrong, you could do this, this, and this. And I'm like, who's that voice ruining everything? It used to be like, duh, do the trick. Oh, I didn't make the trick. Do it again. And then
Yeah.
I make it. Oh man, I might have broke my hand on that one. Not
For
like,
sure.
don't do that again because you'll break your hand again. But now it's like, oh man, probably should take it easy. That's a little dangerous, obviously. Like,
Yeah. That's,
I had that voice trying to relearn Caballerials the other day. Spent one day here trying it and then gave up.
but then next
Then
day you
next
did
Next
it.
day I did
day.
it, yeah, but I really thought it was going to happen that first day. And then my clock was winding down. I had to go pick up my daughter from school, and I just
So
kept
cool.
looking like, I'll be 2 minutes late. It'll be all right.
since
Like
you,
I'll still be in the line, you know, the line that takes forever to get
And
through.
you'll be in the line knowing you made a Caballerial.
Yeah.
So like, come on.
And then at some point I was like, if I tried again, I'm going to be after the line.
Yeah.
And that's not a cool
No,
place.
that's not cool.
is that how many like tricks since you've been skating again? Like you said, that one took like a full session and then landed the day too. Like, is that how most of the tricks have been, or is there like only been a couple that have been like hard like battles to get back almost?
That's a good question. It's usually been kind of like that.
Like
And we've
a
had this
day of
conversation. but
figuring
it's
it
It's
out
hard
and
because
then-
it's like that, you know, I used to take that trick for granted
Mhm.
all day, every day. And then to have spent 2 full sessions working on it, it's just hard to accept.
For
But
sure.
but there are some tricks where I've tested it and I was like, there's no way. Like I told
Yeah,
you
the
yesterday,
backside
nose grind.
By the frontside nose grind, that was
I
the
did
same
a
thing.
frontside nose grind at Vert Alert, but
Yeah, I
backside
remember that.
seems
I was like, dude.
so much harder. I don't know what I can't point
It's
out
more
what it is.
it's because
Pre-injury
it's
was
more
ba-
weight.
I gotta put more
and
weight
you've
in.
got to overturn a little bit, and I
Yeah.
feel like that's your
and
femur.
I actually kind of nollie in on backside ones, and so that requires more pressure on
Before
this leg.
you,
on frontside nose grind. I just bash on through to the other side. Like,
for
I don't-
sure, yeah, no
I'm
pop
just
in.
coming in.
Yeah, there's no like
There's,
pop
there's
in or
no
nothing.
pop.
Yeah, yeah.
No,
It's a good
not at
song.
all.
That's how it is on vert though. Like even when I do them on vert, like if I do them in a mini ramp, you could sit on it and like pop in,
You
but
can.
it's like no.
Yeah, you can't. I can't. I can't. do
No.
Yeah, I saw somebody at the Vert Alert, a youthful man, do a nose grind, and he grabbed the tail on the way in. I was like, wait, is that acceptable?
that. Yeah.
Because I can do
that's
that
our
one all
generation.
day. I was like, so if I do that, you want to
I
be like, oh,
live there.
nice one, old timer. Like that's like a 16-year-old kid doing that. I was like, man, I'm bringing that back.
When in
He,
doubt,
like, gave
grab
me a-
out.
What?
When in doubt, grab out.
Yeah, I guess. I just didn't know that. Because all you guys now.
Well, he did, like you said, it's,
I do,
nose
yeah.
grind stalefish
No, I
in
do
that in that
one.
pool.
That is ridiculous.
But it's because I saw Brian Herman in the America video do one on a handrail, you know, and I was like, oh, whoa,
He's
that's
stalefish nose grind on a hand.
Hollywood 12, yeah. It was like in This Is Skateboarding, right? Or maybe the
Fuck
Baker
that.
3, actually. But yeah,
Yeah.
like I was just like, whoa, that could work on a quarter pipe, you know? And
If it could work on a handrail, I would definitely be like, for me,
it
I'd
seems
rather have
insane on a
transition.
handrail because you got to like ollie into it, get in, grab.
Yeah, and if
but,
it goes wrong, you're kind of squatted in a spot where I don't feel like you're getting out of it very
Yeah.
well.
like, I
Nothing
think
good
growing
comes
up
of
when
it.
I,
there's no out.
Right?
No.
You're like in a little bowl with your arm behind you, like you're like not in a good spot to get out of that. Like,
no,
that's
for
not good.
sure. I think I just I grew up watching more like when I started, like my first video was Thrill of It All, the Zero video.
Yeah.
And then I got 4-on-1 issue 37 because I was like, I'm going to get a vert video and a street video. And like Bucky was on the cover of the 4-on-1, but I didn't know I didn't know what 4-on-1 was, you know? I was just like, oh, like Bucky's on the cover, like vert video, Jamie Thomas street video, you know? And then like, I feel like those two videos even now, like kind of like are how I skate, you know? Like
Yeah.
with like the way, I mean, like I saw the Zero dudes, I was like, I like that look, you know? They all look
Do you
sick
find
and-
that the cool kids respect your vert abilities or your park abilities more?
I
Or-
feel like I don't even know. It's so weird. Like I don't even know anymore, you know. But I feel like people appreciate the vert stuff. But it's like funny because when I skated vert when I was a kid, I skated kind of the same. Like I was so little, I didn't have any weight to me, you know, so I couldn't do airs and I would just do like kind of like more coping stuff. But then like by not skating vert for 15 years and like becoming a bowl skater and skating all that kind of stuff, it like when I started skating vert again, I skate so different than I did when I was a kid. Like I never did any of the kick flip, the front side flip stuff, you know? So it was like almost like more fun the second time around.
New skill set.
Yeah, like I had a different look on it.
Yeah.
Rather than
Obviously. I feel like you got a different look than every
What was it
other
you did
person.
for that NBD challenge?
The kick flip.
Low-C revert?
Yeah.
What?
Frontside flip, low-C grind revert.
That was just like a rhino idea that day. I was skating with him and I was like, fuck, I gotta go do this best trick thing. Like, I don't even know what to do. He's like, kickflip low-C revert. I was like, all right, I'll try it.
He did it. I know.
Yeah, that's annoying.
But that shit was like pressure's on. Like, fuck, I'm in here by myself. This is weird. Like, you know, it was a little
Do you
different.
think watching Tony and all these other people that you travel around the world with, when the pressure's on and they obviously deliver, do you think that's like rubbed off on you in a way?
I mean, I think it's just like that. I don't know. I think what I've learned with like filming and seeing people get gnarly and stuff is just like when people are like the most comfortable is when they're do the best, you know? Like, so at least if I'm like, you know, like I see that and it's like, I think that's kind of why real skaters like filming with me because they know I've been on both ends of it, you know? So it's like, if I do give advice, I feel like they know it's coming from somewhere, not just nowhere, you know? And back to just like them being comfortable. It's like, if they don't want to film, like I have no problem just skating with them.
Right.
And it's like, I have, you know, it's
I think
just
if you're
as
not
fun.
really good at skateboarding and you've been in skateboarding for a long time and you have an outside look and you can I still believe you can give somebody some information that could help. But when it comes from somebody that can really ride, it does make a difference.
For sure.
You know, like
even you know, it's like you could give someone advice on a trick you've never done just because like it may be the same as another trick you've done or like, you know what I mean? Like, because like a lot of the time I don't do the tricks that these dudes I'm filming.
Right, but you can see the adjustment that they need to make to make it, right?
Like little things like that, you know? But I don't know. I think all that kind of helps.
For sure it does.
Who's been the most surprising, like you got paired up with to go on a mission and then you realize that there's so much more potential?
Potential in what?
In their skating.
I mean, like, as of lately, that girl, Mommy Tezuka, just...
Yeah, Mommy goes.
Like...
Who's that? She wasn't at Vert Alert?
She
Japanese.
No, she skates more, like, she's from Japan, so she grew up... She is pro for Blood Wizard. We just turned her pro, but she rides her Vans, and she's, like, one of Lizzie's best friends, and she's been going on all these trips with all of us, too.
She will commit.
She's not scared to slam.
Gnarly stuff, yeah.
She has the Smith grinds where her back foot's
like...
Yeah,
she gets super behind it.
It's like crazy, you know? But she just, like, filming, it's been cool being able to tell her, like, something, like, a crazy idea, and then she's like, I can't do that. I'm like, you know, you can. You just, you know? And then, like, she does it, you know? And it's, like, crazy. It's just been cool to see someone push themselves and trust me, like when I tell her that I think she could do 20, but she's the shit. And then, I mean, then like even just like Grayson Fletcher, kind of like, that was the first person I really like was paid. That was like to film, you know? And it was like, I learned a lot with him and like, you know, it was just like, he's just like one of the, I feel like me starting off filming him made it so I can almost film anybody now.
I feel like you're the one who can get him to perform.
For sure.
One of the few people. And it's hard. Like Grayson just does it because he wants to do it, not because you're telling him to do it.
And he's not like he's not one to just sit there and battle like one trick and figure something out. It's like, even when we're doing the lines, that's why I say it like helped me become better at it, was because he doesn't like sticking to the same thing. Like after like 3 tries, he's like, I'm done with that. Like, so I'm always like, okay, like just stay on the path. Like you could switch the tricks up, you know, whatever, like you're feeling, but like I need, you know, like we just got to stick to the same line, you know? But then it's like, filming, it keeps me on my toes every time. Cause it's like one try he's maybe doing a back nose one. The next time maybe he's doing a front side 1 foot. The next time he's doing like, you know, it's not like he tells me, it's just like whatever comes to his head. But it's like, it helped me like be just so ready for anything, you know? And like, the awareness, you know? So I think he really helped me like get
What an
to
extraordinary
where-
human being to just be like 3 tries, man, or like in the middle of a line do a completely different other trick. That's a challenging person to film. I have
For
never heard
sure.
of this man. Like all of us that are filming tricks, it's like we're doing this trick and you're filming me.
Yeah.
I'm going to continue to do this trick until I make it and it's on video. That's why we're here.
Yeah.
To be like, no, I'm completely doing something else this time and not telling you. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, it's interesting.
You know the story about I hired Grayson to.
Oh yeah, you
play
got to
video
tell that
games?
story. It's insane. Have you heard that?
No.
So Grayson has always told me, and I've seen it with my own eyes, that he was the master of THPS.
Oh, okay.
Like as a kid, he could get the craziest combos. He like grew up playing it all
Yeah.
the time. And when the remaster came out, he was first one he was one of the first ones I showed it to, like even when I had a beta version of it.
Yeah.
Because I wanted his opinion, because he knew if it was
Yeah.
authentic, and he's like, "This is sick!" Like he immediately got double my high score.
And probably hadn't played it since he was a kid.
Yeah,
you know?
like on this laptop that I was working on.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, you just got 500,000. Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Man, I remember. Yeah, and so I had to do. I was going to do a live stream thing here, from this office, and I was gone. It was like I was on vacation in Hawaii. Actually,
Yep.
You
When
were
we were
there.
filming the Masher
yeah,
thing.
and with our family, and then I was coming home. The next day, I had to do it, and they gave me a brand new. I think it was a PS5, and so none of the stuff was unlocked from the game. It's like if you're
Because
on your console,
he had to have all the stuff in stats all the way up to play the thing. When
yeah,
he got
because
back,
I
you know?
play with my stats full, and so I know my special tricks. I know like exactly how much height and spin to do it. It's all nerdy stuff, but
Yeah.
like if you're playing without your stats up, then you can't do a full spin like you're used to, and the timing's different.
Oh.
And so I had an epiphany like 2 days before I was coming home. I go, I'm gonna have to play a brand new console
Yeah.
and a brand new game. Like I need someone to unlock everything.
Yeah.
And then my first thought was Grayson. So I hit up Grayson. I'm like, Grayson, do you think you go to my office? I'll pay you to go play the game and unlock. He's like, hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I'm heading down there right now.
I would too if I knew how
A
to play
day
it.
rate to play like your favorite game of
Yeah,
all time,
right?
you know? Like
That's
hell
a real-
yeah.
So he sat in here for like 7 or 8 hours. And then people that were working there, Galena especially, were just bringing him food and pizza and stuff.
And he was just racking up.
And he unlocked everything.
in 7 days, just 7 hours, beat the whole game, all
Everything,
the
yeah.
stats, everything. You like,
And then I got home the next day and I was like, oh, sweet. Yes.
He just rigged it all up
Yeah.
for
said it
you.
was the best job he's ever had in his life.
Yeah, I would agree.
It was insane.
He's great.
Yeah, it sounds awesome. Man, how do you do that?
That was
Yeah, I never
insane.
got that good at it. I was always into trying to make it look real. So if I did stuff that was like to me impossible,
Yeah.
I didn't like it. Like I would just do big.
That's why
Indians
I-
and
I-
shit, you know what I mean? I'd be like, "Ugh."
No, I'm saying I stay in the balls and on the vert walls.
You just you only play like where you
so
would
I just
skate
I
at the
spam 900s and varial McTwist,
Yeah.
and I started revert manual into a 900,
Yeah.
revert manual into a varial McTwist.
When you
Like-
get in the game, you're like, fuck, I gotta just skate past the street course, go straight to the vert ramp.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
No, there's some levels.
Yeah, I play the game like I fucking play live. Straight past the rail,
Yeah.
over to the vert ramp.
but there are some.
Nice clean indie in the corner. Smith grind, you know what I mean? Like I just try to keep it as reality based as possible.
How many points you getting?
I don't care
Yeah,
about
yeah.
points. Yeah. I don't look at
He
the
was a
score.
special character.
Yeah. Yeah, in American Wasteland.
That's insane.
Yeah, the coolest thing ever is like, hey man, you're in the game, and I'm like, nah. And then I take it to Colin's house, and there's a bunch of skaters. We're all hanging out, and we can't find it. And Colin's like, "You're not in the fucking game, you poser." I'm like, "He told me I'm in the game, dude." And then we called him, and he goes, "This is the code." Like we're all gathered around. We're because everyone. I'm like, I'm starting to believe Colin that.
XO.
Yeah.
triangle.
We were back. Nobody there was a game enthusiast.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for him calling, I was never going to show up on the screen. And then, sure enough, there I go, bleep on the big. Colin's got a big, and I'm like, ugh,
Yeah.
ugh, my face, not your face, motherfucker. And boy, did I celebrate that
We
day!
gotta
Like the
find
whole
it.
day, I was
That's
like, I'm
so
going over to play
good.
me again. And basics, indie, fucking lean in, like just like I would, man.
That's so
Speaking of video
sick.
games, when I was in Europe, they have a THPS cover band, so a band that only plays songs from the video games. You already know this.
Yeah.
I sang a song with them.
Yeah, you did.
So now
That
there's
is
one.
sick.
There's one in England, the 900. There's one in Australia, Birdman, and there's one in LA, Downhill Jam. All sick. But
That's insane. 3
Right?
cover bands.
you told me to get a shirt, so
Oh, yes. No way, dude.
The
That is
900.
insane. Holy shit. Is that you?
yeah.
Fucking better be.
Yeah.
No, it's you.
Thank you.
Oh my god, that's it.
Dude, that's the sickest band tee I've ever got, for sure.
That's the only
900.
like.
That's their bad.
I was backstage. I'm filming them, and people are, we're on Instagram, whatever, and the only comment I get is, "Get me a shirt."
Oh, you said that?
Yeah. I think because Kathy was live.
Oh, Kathy
I was
live,
on
yeah.
Kathy.
Yeah.
I was watching on hers, and I was like, if there's a merch booth, give me a shirt.
Yeah.
You know?
Like no one else would think of that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that was a really good
I
thought
was
because that is a gem right there. I'm
For
like,
sure.
wait, that's not yours?
It's sick.
Like you telling me, no,
I have
dude,
an
that's
extra
a
large
band.
one if you want
The
it.
900.
I have an extra large one if you want it.
I'm a large.
I know.
Thanks for calling me fat.
And he's like an extra small. So
Yeah, I get
no,
that. That's
they
metal.
only gave me
Tall
large
and
and
light,
extra large. That's
skinny, you know?
I wasn't calling you fat. I was just telling you that the supplies are limited.
It's okay.
It's a thin
It's okay.
shirt, slim fit.
Which okay, I'll take it because that'll work.
Oh, you'll take it. Okay.
If it's slim fit, I'll get away with it.
Okay.
Stretch
Noted.
that shit.
I got a little fat recently. I hit my head
It's all muscle.
at the.
I know.
Like
I saw your
bad,
front
dude.
salad, though.
Oh, thanks.
Dressing. That was sick.
It's not dressing. People keep saying, I know it is dressing, but Ben Schroeder is why I do
Schroeder.
it.
Funny Ben Schroeder story. I don't even know, just because you said that. Remember when we were here and he tried to grind?
On my birthday,
that,
right?
God.
That was your birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
He
was
came-
the gnarliest thing. I thought I was gonna
Didn't
watch
he
him
try
die.
to roll in too?
No, yeah, he
He
tried.
did.
No, he tried to front 50 the love seat or the channel, but from so far.
Oh,
and then
yeah,
he
yeah.
rolled onto the deck, but was over the gap,
Yeah.
and then tried to frontside roll in and just fucking boom. And you're like, all right, Ben, I think
That's
chill, dude.
Ben.
That's him, though,
Yeah,
yeah.
like I've
Yeah.
never I hadn't seen him for a long time, and when he did that, I was like, yeah,
That was
Like,
insane.
Here he is.
get back up here and do it again. You
Same
fucking-
old Ben.
Yeah,
That's it.
he is the original madman. I feel like that was my biggest influence when I moved to America, and it took a long time for me to realize that I was fucking crazy.
That was
Like that I was hanging out with this guy, and people were like, dude, what are you doing? I'm like, what do you mean? What am I doing? This guy's
He's
the
fucking Ben
shit.
Schroeder.
He's the greatest dude. To me, he was. At one point, I was like, he might be the greatest skateboarder alive. I remember him doing Algarials, and he would just air
yeah.
into them. And because he's a 6'5" guy, his board was way over my head, and then he'd fall and go, "Goof!" And his hand wasn't even on the Kobe, it'd be on the deck. And I'm like, dude, the ramp's like this much further away from your hand. He'd be like, fuck it, I got it. Just leap in and eat shit, explode. I'm like, if you make that, that's the greatest Algarial ever done. And he used to do them all the time. And I'm like, he's the best. He's the best guy.
That's insane.
Nobody can do that.
I was so young when they did the pool party and he did the spacewalk into the
Yeah.
fucking peninsula thing. I just remember me I was younger.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
I was like, what did I just see?
Yeah, he would walk alongside of his board and then jump
Jump
into an
into
Oh,
acid
I've
drop.
seen it. Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
I don't even know. That just is burned into my brain,
I follow him on Instagram. He still skates by himself. Doesn't matter where.
Yeah.
Charges 100%. Blood coming off him everywhere at all times. I'm like, it's just there's a different kind of blood in you, dude. You're not
Who
really a normal
nowadays
human.
is like that?
Yeah,
Who
that's
nowadays.
Like Chris Russell, maybe? Is he that? Or Schroeder?
Yeah, but
Schroeder's just one of a
somehow
kind.
Chris can escape the tragedy.
Yeah, Ben would just take it.
You know what I mean? Ben
Yeah.
falls are tragic.
I
For
feel like
sure,
when
yeah.
it goes wrong for Ben,
Ben
instead of
falls-
trying to get out of it, he goes, fuck.
He just gives
But-
up.
Just
he-
look,
Yeah, but he could get up. But somehow Chris is like a cat. Like he can roll out of
Yeah,
it.
he's
Yeah,
got the
that helps.
jujitsu.
Chris
so
Russell has I think one of the best
bails.
bails, but also just in terms of I don't know how to explain it. He has one of the best in contest tricks I've ever seen. Where in one of the combi events during the end of his run, he did disaster and did not mean to, but his board broke in half.
frontside air disaster in just 2 pieces.
Just 2 pieces, and he just took it and almost came in
Like,
with both
still
pieces of the board
Because
under
you
his
know
feet.
he wasn't thinking it was gonna break. So
Yeah.
I was like,
He tried to roll away with 2 pieces.
Sure, I mean it's a contest.
yep,
Yeah.
it was
And
insane.
And then I don't remember who won the contest. I remember that though.
yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
For
Yep.
sure. This is all stiffied out, just just broken board. Yeah. That's why it's like he has Schroeder moments for sure, you know, but he
Yeah.
is more controlled. But also how he does those bails where he just jumps to flat and it's just like, does it move?
The first person I ever saw do that was Grayson.
Yeah.
I saw Grayson skate the combi, no pads,
1 shoe.
and probably, and fling out going up the transition, and then just land on the flat,
Just
And
like
he's like-
standing up.
And his legs are fine.
Yeah, and just annoyed, like,
How?
I don't know.
Yeah. Now it's just like everyone could do it, you know, or just like do those crazy bails to their feet.
Yeah, I don't get it.
No.
Skating vert again has made me appreciate the knee pads.
Yeah,
You know, skate for 3 hours and I'm not like have heel bruises and just running out of like a DIY quarter pipe for
What are you
hours
doing,
or
dude?
whatever,
Why
you know.
can't do it.
Running.
I can't run out of
I
anything.
can't run out of.
I mean, I'm like a tree, so like I fall like a tree. It's like I'll take a couple steps and then it's just like, you know, but
no one. I don't know anybody worse than me. Maybe John
Yeah, you
Comer,
take a
because
good
John Comer had
Schroeder.
one leg and he couldn't run out of stuff. But I was very even with him. Like if I do a kickflip and it doesn't go right on the flat ground, I'm like, well, fucking this. Here we go.
it's like hanging
It's gonna be
up.
tremendous. You know what I mean? Like do, like it's an ongoing thing. It won't stop.
I did a mini ramp demo with John Comer, and his leg broke off.
I was there.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
No
his
way.
leg, like he broke it. It
Yeah.
would
And
be
he
like
couldn't
it
get-
would
and
be
he
like if
couldn't-
you broke your ankle. He broke his leg,
Yeah.
and then but he still had the post. It was like an old. It was a pretty shitty prosthetic that he
Yeah.
had, and it had a post that was holding the foot on, so it had a
Mhm.
little bend at the bottom. So maybe like this square piece was this big on the bottom,
Okay.
and then he kept skating
Oh yeah.
on a piece of metal like this with a prosthetic, not even a prosthetic, a piece of metal coming
Yeah,
off
yeah.
down his leg, and then that was his foot.
Was his leg like attached to him, or was it like Felipe's how you could just take him off and on?
It
No,
comes off and on.
Yeah,
It
off and
does.
on, yeah.
It goes. He had.
It was
he had
below
a
his knee, right? Yeah, he had his
Oh,
knee,
and
okay.
a little bit of
It
shin bone.
makes a big difference.
Yeah,
in
because he can
prosthetics.
move.
It would
Yeah.
stick into the little bit of shin bone, like so. It would sit on. It would be stuck on
Yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah.
But I went on two Bones Brigade
But
tours where he broke his foot off and they couldn't get him a foot,
Yeah, and then
and he was just like,
crutching.
I'm not in the
around.
demo. Can't.
Yeah, well,
they
this
can't
time-
get me one.
But
That's
what I saw him do
crazy.
is he just tried to keep skating, and he couldn't keep that little piece of metal in the middle of his board, so it kept going off to the side. So he had no lever. He just kept slamming.
That's
so
so
hard.
gnarly.
And I was like, John, you don't have the
Yeah.
this mini ramp. I mean, it was probably like 93, 94. No
Yeah.
one's there anyway.
Yep.
You know,
John
like,
didn't. John
it's
didn't
not,
care.
doesn't mean everything
Who
here.
are you trying to
Yeah,
impress here?
like we were impressed.
We got your
You
back.
did it. I saw you do a 5-0 on a stump of
Yeah.
metal.
Yeah, with the stick leg.
Yeah.
with the stick leg. That's insane.
Okay, you guys will like this. This is totally non sequitur, but I'm just thinking about it because we're talking about pads. Kid Cudi hit me up because he wants to learn how to skate, and he's going to come here for lessons.
He wants to skate vert.
He wants
Lessons.
to learn how to skate, and he just skate.
He's a rapper.
Yeah, I thought you'd like that.
How did he? He just called you.
He put out a message on Twitter like, "Yo, Tony Hawk, hit me up. I DM'd you," and I was like, "Okay, right here."
Yeah.
And then he was just all about it. He's like,
How
"I learn
old
how to
is
skate."
Kid Cudi?
I don't know.
Like older, or real young?
He's probably 30s.
I like how all these rappers are trying to do all this stuff with you. Like the day we went to Elliott's to do the.
Oh yeah, Lil Nas X.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah.
That was all. That was mostly from Liquid Death, but
For sure. He gave you
but
the
I'm
shoes
fan.
though.
I'm like, and so I was super hyped, and
Now you got Kid Cudi, Nas X. Just keep them coming.
Yeah, well, Lil Nas X didn't want to learn how to skate.
Yeah, that's true. He wanted. He really didn't. That was a funny
But, yeah.
day.
So there you go.
Hey, were you gonna get him on the show, and we're gonna make him?
I
eat
told
shit?
him. Well, I told him that we do a show,
That's
and
what
I
you
wanted.
need.
I asked his permission just to tell people that he's like, "Oh yeah, man, we're doing it. Like we're gonna document it." Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So, he wants to come here, so maybe we can just swoop him in.
Let's do it.
Who knew Kid Cudi was a Vert fan, you know?
Yeah,
think
he's
he'd
going to
be-
build a mini ramp at his house.
That's sick.
Without skateboarding.
But that was literally on my way here. He asked me, like, do I need pads? And I was like, what kind of skating are we doing?
Yeah. Did he know the answer to that?
Kinda.
So he's been skateboarding already,
He
correct?
has skated in the past, yeah.
Right. But now he just made a decision that
He
I'm
wants
getting
to
a mini ramp. I'm calling Tony Hall.
Yeah, yeah.
It's on. Because that
Pretty much,
escalated
yeah.
pretty quick
Yeah.
as far as I know.
Yeah,
I don't remember Kid Cudi rapping about skating or
yeah.
hitting the rail. Like, it just seems like, holy shit, it's on.
Yeah.
It seems like, just to do it, like, to imagine
Yeah.
just like, yo, Tony Hawk, I'm ready to skateboard now. Like, I'm
Yeah.
30 and I'm going to get a mini ramp. It's like, okay, maybe.
No, his message was much more personal and heartfelt than just, I demand to learn how to skate.
He's really in.
Yeah.
It's really in.
Yeah, we got to get him to drop in and potentially eat shit. Not real bad, but like a small shit
Well, that's what
eating.
he said. I'm building a 3-foot mini ramp, and I go, well, the smallest thing, my place is like 5 feet. He's like, oh no, about 5. I go, look, if you're gonna drop into 3, you can drop into 5.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, Coach Tony's hard sometimes. He's stern.
That's insane.
Anyway, that's my update on that.
It does work though. When you're like, man, you could do that. I'm like, who am I to argue with that? You
Yeah.
know? Like it does go a long way. I feel when it's like,
Yeah.
dude, you totally got that.
It
I'm like,
was scary watching Avril Lavigne drop into her mini ramp. Though.
Which
You
is-
saw that.
Didn't she
Yeah.
slam?
Did you
She-
see the video?
Didn't she like fuck her knee
It's
up? Or
no,
something?
She
didn't,
almost folded on her
but
ankle.
But
Yeah,
we
that's-
know that the way she fell was 9
Gnarly.
times out of 10 that fall,
Broken.
your foot is like
Yeah.
bent the other way. She
Yeah.
did the collapse and the foot stayed and she fell on the
Yeah.
like the outside of her ankle. Like when you shot that video posted, I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh,
Like the stomach
I'd
hurts.
be-
Oh.
Yeah,
Out,
it was recipe for disaster for sure.
but she was fine, right?
Yeah.
Just got up and was like, hey.
Yeah, she
You think
did it,
she'd
yeah.
still sing that song if she broke her
I
shit?
don't think she could ever sing that song. Sorry, Tony. She did a Metallica cover. I'll never forgive her for that.
Are you
Which song?
serious?
In front of Metallica.
Which song?
In front.
Oh, you
Man,
know.
it might have
You know.
it might have been
You know.
Don't pretend like you didn't watch it a couple times.
pretty sure. I didn't watch it a couple of times. I watched like 5 seconds of it. And I waited to see somebody from Metallica's face and like, show me your poker face, Lars. Yeah,
Show
yeah.
me your-
Oh, wow, Master Papa. What a rendition. It was kind of like, you ever see the person do a cover of a Sting song and Sting's in the crowd and it's a really bad version of his shit. And he's like,
That happened.
yeah. The video went viral. It was just Sting trying to be polite, but it was very apparent that he was like, what the fuck are you doing to my song? But I'm at an award ceremony and I'm in the front row and I'm obviously on camera. So it's like, oh, yeah, good. No. Keep going.
Holy shit.
When we did Huck Jam, our sound engineer, most sound engineers have a song that they play to get all their equipment, like they know
Yeah.
exactly how it should sound. And his was a Sting song, and it's the slowest Sting song. And that was our warm-up music every day for Huck Jam. Get hyped on the Sting song.
Yeah. You didn't want to say anything? Like, you don't have something
It's
else?
that he's the sound guy. Like it's his time to figure out the sound.
Right.
And our production was massive, so I wasn't going to say anything, but I do remember every time we'd be like, "Oh, here we go," because his horns would come in, and we're just
Oh.
like, "Oh, dude."
I love Sting, but there's a time and a place for that, you know?
Yeah,
For sure.
It's not on the fucking vert ramp.
Before like a huge demo.
Yeah, right? It's like
This is our hype song.
demotivate. I'm like, maybe,
Yeah, exactly.
maybe we should just go to the
yeah.
store.
And
not-
we're getting ready for Huck Jam. Like, we gotta all do the loop.
yeah.
You know what I
God,
mean? Like that's the
insane.
warm up. That's
So
our
how,
and some
how
of the
many
routines.
times did you do the loop? Like
30 shows.
30 shows.
Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah, and well, we would. So Bucky, Andy, and I were doing
Loopers.
it, and Bob. But Bucky, Andy, and I would always do it in the warm ups because we didn't want to go to loop cold turkey.
Mhm.
Like we'd even have the pad in it sometimes.
Yeah,
just to be
yeah,
like,
yeah.
all right, we're good, dude. Bob, cold turkey every time in the show. Just loop. Oh, okay, woo, there we go. All right, what is next?
Yeah. That
He's-
doesn't surprise me at all.
Yeah.
I mean, he did have a
Cold
loop in his
turkey
house.
loop, water park.
Oh, jeez.
Who did
See
that?
that clip of Tony trying to do the loop at that water park?
Oh, look, we're out of time.
We can
was
play it.
so
We can play it at the end
gnarly.
of the show.
It was sick. You fucking took it like a champ and you did it. It was gnarly.
You did it?
Yeah.
I slammed
Twice.
Hard.
I didn't even film the first
Hard,
one because it was
yeah.
so it happened. You literally got out of the car within 5 minutes, tried this loop. Like, and I was like not even ready. And then like it wasn't that bad. And then the second one was pretty gnarly.
It was that water slide thing.
Is it a colored thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw it.
You know, like
Yeah.
in all the theme or water parks, they have them. It's a big funnel and it like
Yeah.
shoot out a tube.
But I wasn't accounting for the transition to get so much smaller around the loop.
Oh, okay.
And so I'm coming at it with my legs ready to hit what the transitions are massive on the other side. Like they're like
4
20-foot radiuses
maybe even
on
like,
one edge.
Yeah.
But when you get into that, it's probably closer to 8.
Yeah, it's probably like
Oh,
8 or
wow.
9.
8 or 9. Yeah. So I'm coming at it with my legs ready for this big transition, and then they just buckle right near the top, and I fell through the hole and then down into the flat.
So, like,
I fell out of the slide.
Yeah. Like it was like a good probably 15 feet because like the loop's probably 10, but then like the slide dips down like that to leave the thing. So
You
it was
slammed
like,
twice like
Twice.
that?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then still did it again?
I did it.
The
Came
whole-
back another day.
Yeah. The whole thing.
One time you
shook,
came
though.
and each fell from the top twice. It
Yeah.
was like, okay, see you later.
You were there for probably like 30 minutes that day.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. I mean,
showed up
I was
to Palm-
definitely sore.
Drove to Palm Springs, took
Yeah.
2 of the gnarliest slams, and then just left. But it was there for like 30 minutes.
See what I mean, people? Like, you think it's
That's
just
why
like,
he's the shit.
you think he just
know?
shows up and fucking, see you later, did you get it? Like, think
Do you
about
want to know?
that.
Do you want to know the process from there? I went down to Washington Street and practiced on that oververt.
Yep, the
after that
cradle.
because that's about the same transition. So I went down Washington Street here in San Diego, like by myself. Show up Washington Street. You know, dudes are like, there's just dudes there all the time
Yeah.
partying. You know, and they're just like, what? And then me just carving around like by myself.
No tricks, just
They're
like
just like, what is he doing?
Oh, because they don't know you're getting your legs ready
Yeah,
to do a loop on a
I'm
fucking
in
water
training.
slide? Who would know
I'm in
that?
training.
Yeah.
And then we went back to there, and then who was it? Tristan.
Yep. Tristan, yeah.
Tristan showed me the line, and that was it. That's when it clicked.
Because it's like it was almost more of a carve than a loop.
Yeah, okay.
You know, because it was like the way you had to go front side and then carve it backside.
Yeah.
Like, because we had permission for a week at this water park. Like, we were
Cool.
just skating it, me and Tom Shar, and we like just jumped the
It was
fence.
so fun, though.
It was insane. It was like little kids, just like free range to do whatever you want. Like,
Was it hard to judge it because of the swirly paint job in there?
No, it's just it was the size of the transition in that area, and what you have to do is draw out the approach. That was the key to it.
Yeah.
When Tristan showed me his line, because he was already doing it. When he showed me his line and I followed his line, I was like, oh, that is
yeah.
like I was making it so hard on myself because I was getting close to it, going way high up on the first time I tried it, going way high up on the wall, and then coming into an 8-foot transition with way too much speed.
Right.
And then
Because you
buckling
wanted
in.
to have a lot of speed because you definitely
Yeah,
don't want to
and
go
then
too
Tristan was
slowly.
just like,
Yeah.
no, you literally have to go maybe 3 foot up a bank.
Oh, man.
And then you
Yeah.
just do it. And then Keegan did it. My son Keegan did it.
It was insane.
Yeah.
It was so
right
gnarly.
after me. I was just like,
It was so gnarly.
What
But
the
Keegan
fuck?
was just like, he could do that kind of, that's like the most Keegan spot, like
Loops.
just all, well, just
Yeah.
like no fear, you know?
my
like-
favorite part of that day was I did it, and it was like my, it was my redemption. And so it was like, yeah,
'Cause he slammed
cool.
the first
Especially with
day, you
him.
know?
He was there both days, so he's like, yeah, we got it done, cool, right? And then Keegan is like, I could tell Keegan's eyeing it because he saw how relatively easy it was once
Yeah.
I did it.
Because it's like like I said, that's why it's such a Keegan thing because he has no fear. But it's like, and it's not that hard. It's just like I didn't do it. You
Right.
know, I was like, fuck that.
The
you
loop
know,
is
but
like that, though. Like,
it's still
I feel
a
like
loop.
It's
you
not
know, like-
difficult physically, but mentally, it is very difficult.
Yeah.
yeah, it was.
But Keegan saw how I learned it, and it happened pretty quickly. And so then he starts putting my pads on, and then Omar was like, Keegan, are you doing it?
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah. He's like, fuck yeah, Keegan, let's do it. And Keegan got Omar to do it.
Yeah.
And Omar did it.
Yeah,
Omar
and they
did.
both
Fuck yeah.
did it. It was sick.
Very cool.
That's awesome.
But it was insane. But yeah, it was crazy just having free range to this water park.
Yeah.
I
you
mean,
know,
that's the kind of thing that just has been happening that we're so lucky.
For sure. Another crazy one. Remember when we went to that? I mean, this is like more scary for me, but when we went to that pool and when we were going to Kelly Slater's wave pool in Lemoore.
Oh yeah, in Lemoore.
That was gnarly, dude.
we went to a pool that was in a housing complex.
Like, so the pool's in the middle and it's like a U-shaped complex. So all the doors face into the pool. And like Pedro Barros had skated it before, but he was the only one that skated it because he just jumped this thing and just got a trick first try and left. Like,
Okay, but you guys got permission.
I mean, we were staying right next to there.
We got kicked out, and then I somehow got the celebrity card.
I walked up to all the doors, and I was just like, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna go knock on these doors and like see if someone's down." Like, so I like knocked on one door, and then this lady's like, "Open." I was like, "Is there like a manager I could talk to here?" And she's just like, "No," and just shut the door. I was like, "Fuck, all right." And then like went to the next door, and then like this guy was like, whatever, pulled the Tony card. I was like, "Do you know Tony Hawk?" And he's just like, "Yeah." And I was like,
pulled the Tony card.
And then I was like,
love it.
I was like, "Do you know?" He's
Desperate
like,
times.
He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "We're here. Like, we just want to skate this pool for like 15 minutes." And he's just like, "Nope." And then just shut the door on me. I was like, "Fuck." And then like this other lady came out and she's like, "Oh, go up to this room." And like, but I got back. Miles was like, "Dude, we were about like ready to like send in like just like everyone run in there to save me," because like I was gone for like a while in this sketchy complex, like just going in and out of
door
doors,
to door,
like,
waiting for one asshole to be like, "Tony Hawk, total."
And then finally, I'm like, gave up, walking back, and then one of the ladies from the door runs out. I was like, "Really? Wait, Tony Hawk's really here?" I was like, "Yeah, that's him right there. We just want to skate the thing." And she's like, "All right, go for it," you know. And then we got like to skate one of the sickest pools, like that no one else has ever really got to skate. You know,
did any of those other people?
That Sports Center thing came out of it.
Food's Gone Wild.
Yeah,
This one dude was just screaming because he came out.
The
and
mayor
he saw me, and he called himself the mayor of. He called himself mayor of Lemoore or the complex.
I don't know. He was just the mayor.
He's like, "I'm the mayor of this complex," and we're just like sick,
screaming this, but
screaming,
so hyped he was
hyped.
there.
Okay,
Yeah,
good,
like,
yeah.
And he's just like,
"I know a Tony Hawk when I see a Tony Hawk. That's a Tony Hawk."
It was
That's
so
the guy you need.
insane.
And then he made it onto the Food's Gone Wild. Follow that, but the Instagram feed.
Like the people that you knocked on the door that were like, "No," did they come out and be like, "Stop"?
No,
doing
then
that?
like I mean, at the end of it, like in an hour, there was like 150 people at this pool, 100 plus like the skate park. Someone in there told someone, and then you know.
Oh, it was no one.
It got
gonna
gnarly.
tell us to leave at that point.
Yeah,
At that point, we had to leave because it was kind of hectic.
It was like a
you
demo.
were turning it into a demo.
It was just like, oh, this is
Yeah, it
something.
was
It was like a flash mob.
Yeah.
You know, and we were going to the wave, so we didn't want to get hurt.
But it was sick to just like get to skate this crazy pool, like you know.
Yeah,
Just another weird fucking story.
that
filming
sounds
out
fucking
there.
awesome.
That's our life.
Yep. We got to keep finding it, search and destroy. Skate
Thanks for
and
being on the
destroy.
show, dude.
Thank you.
Nice work.
So much. So stoked, honestly.
Yeah, nice. Big fan of your work.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And
Keep it going
What's that?
till the wheels fall off,
That's it. Till the wheels fall off.
till the
Thanks
film
for that.
stops rolling.
And what do you plug anything, or you just have camera? We'll travel.
Yeah, I'm down. You know,
He's like,
let's film some follow-ons.
He's got enough work.
I mean, I got some companies and stuff. You don't need to know.
No,
about that. Yeah.
I mean, I work for Thrasher, so I have like a series called Masher on there, which is you could see a lot of the stuff, like the Hawaii trip that we went on, the Mexico trip. There's like Masher episodes of our travels you could go and watch and
Cool.
put some video to these stories.